Hello friends, and welcome to my second video ever, and I told you you'd meet cats. This is the charming Rumple. He's being extremely charming and sitting in my face right now. And we'll let him get over himself here. Okay, relax, come on. Relax, I love you, relax. Can I have a kiss? You wanna give me a kiss? Okay, fine. So yes, this is the charming Rumble. He is my Maine Coon cross. With the neurotic need to lick things. He'll lick your face, he'll lick your hand. Any bare skin he can get a hold of, he's gonna lick you. He's my cuddle, he's my emotional support. I have 2 emotional support cats. They're not actually registered or anything. But if I'm sad, they're here. And he's here because I've already tried to record this video a few times and I keep getting off on quite the ramble tangent. I can't remember where I was talking. What I was talking about. Look at that handsome face. Look at that handsome face. Okay. Why don't you go sit in this chair? No, don't walk towards the camera. Go sit in this chair. God, you're awkward. Go sit in the chair. I just finished breakfast, and I've been trying to record this, but I've had a whiny dog, a needy cat, and then I get upset, and then the cats want to be more in my face because they think that I need their support, which is really, really sweet, but I don't. So what I've been trying to talk today about is my YouTube influences. Having just watched a video from, I believe the username was Psych141. I'm going to confirm that. I should have confirmed that before I started recording again. I will post in the description the video she posted about Shane Dawson and how he deserves way more credit for being on YouTube all these years. But I have to think that Shane is not the only one. I'll get back to Shane because he's probably been the most influential lately. But we can't forget about my 2 other top 3 YouTube vets. And that would be Philip DeFranco, whom, again, I didn't watch in the early years because he reminded me of every douchebag I went to high school with. But since he has perfected his craft, he has grown his business, and he does an amazing job at giving you the news from the most neutral perspective with all the facts. And the best thing is like when he covers things like the van attack that happened in Toronto on Monday, he doesn't talk about the perpetrator of the crime, which is the way it should be. I don't need to know his name. I don't need to know. He did it. It was pretty damn clear he did it. I don't care what his childhood was like. He did it. Put him away. Do what you will with him. The fact that Officer Ken Lamb, who's the only name that we really need to know in all of this, obviously, aside from victims, the only real name that I wanted out of that was Officer Ken Lamb of Toronto Police Services, because he is the hero of the week. I like to pick my hero, and I've been doing this on Facebook. I probably try to do it once a month where I pick my hero of the month. Ken Lamb is probably going to be my hero of April and May, as it's the end of April. Stop licking your butt. Stop licking. My roommate's dog. This is Texie. Say hi, Tex. Say hi. So that's Tex. He's my roommate. My current roommate's dog. We move out of here on Sunday, so Tex stays here. We move away from him. I'm not sure how we're all going to feel about that. We're kind of bonded because I bring home all kinds of good treats and fresh foods, and he loves me. So mind him pacing around in the background and possibly whining at me for treats that I don't have for him. I'm just sitting in the kitchen because I just finished my breakfast. I didn't even just finish my breakfast. I finished my breakfast probably close to an hour ago, but I've been trying to film this video as I've been trying to stay on topic, but it's failing miserably. And I'm failing miserably at not looking at myself and trying to look at you guys. So yes, Phil, the way he delivers the news, I know that it's as many facts as he could get, and that he focuses on as much of the good parts of things as he can. He was one of the people who, at the beginning, took down that Daddy of 5 channel that was abusing the shit out of their children. I had seen one video of theirs, and I flagged it immediately, and then nothing was really done about it. And then, I think it was a week or 2 later that Phil started talking about it, and it was like, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Children and animals are very close to my heart, and if I see abuse or odd behavior out of either one in a video, I'm going to call it out. There's that super cute video of the rabbit and the piglets, 2 separate videos, but rabbit and piglets in the tub being so cute when really they're stressed out of their minds. They could have a heart attack at any moment. It's not cute. It's torturous for them. Don't put your rabbits in a bathtub. Don't put your baby pigs in a bathtub. They don't have depth perception and they can't get a grip in a bathtub. If you want to, put them in a baby pool outside. Give them the option to get out. A tub they can't get out of. My coffee is lukewarm right about now. This should give you a big hint as to yesterday's video. There's a big hint for yesterday's video. But anyway, and then the other person that I want to talk about before I talk about Shane is Jenna. Jenna Marbles. Miss Jenna has been on YouTube for many, many years, and she is probably one of the first ones I ever started watching back in college with my best friend Jess. I remember us watching a lot of her videos, laughing hysterically. Probably half the time we had probably smoked some weed. That's like the worst thing I did in college. I had my drinking days, but I more often was like high in the middle of the day than drunk in the middle of the day. And I mean, it was still, I guess, considered recreational use. Can you guys stop moving around? I wish my animals would sit still for like 20 minutes. That'd be great. So yeah, Jenna, I saw her struggle there a couple years ago. She started struggling to put content out. But again, she'd been on the platform for nearly 10 years. Give the girl a damn break. I watched her go through her relationship with a certain sleeveless gentleman whom I was never quite a fan of. And then I could see when things were going south, I was not surprised when they broke up because I could see her being less and less. I mean, especially while filming, and maybe they were tired and stuff, but she was so not into it with him. And especially when he would take lead on her videos, you could see her getting like, and like, and I watch her and Julian having their moments and her and certain sleeveless gentlemen having moments. And of course the dog's choosing to go get a bone right now to chew on. Hopefully he'll take it on. Okay, he took it onto his mat so that it will not be loud. But I can compare like when she's annoyed with Julian to when she was annoyed with sleeveless gentlemen. And again, everybody probably knows who I'm talking about, but I will not say his name. I will not show his face because there's no point. He would just benefit from that, and we don't want that. But you can see that with Julian, there's still love behind her agitation, and with the certain sleeveless gentleman, it was just annoyance. And I've been there where you're just like, what am I doing with this person? Like, this person is being so annoying. Only for her, it was caught on tape because she is a YouTuber, and that's life. With Julia now, she looks really, really happy. She looks really healthy, which is a really great thing. I think she's the healthiest she's ever looked. She has like a content life now. I get her love for her dogs. I had a pair of my own, and that will be another video where I'll talk about, weirdly enough, that my mental health journey and my journey with my dogs, which actually goes hand in hand. And it also goes hand in hand with my weight. And that's probably going to be like a half-hour video. But Jenna, like, I love her. When she started dyeing her hair and stuff, it's like we're around the same age, and it's great to see another girl who refuses to grow up to society's standards because it's not who she is. It's not who we are. And I think we live in a world where we're not so rushed to act like a grown-up. Because what is acting like a grown-up? I'm a grown-up. And if I act the way I act, then that's what a grown-up acts like. I'm way more fun than my nieces because I don't act like a grown-up. I'm a cool aunt. I'm going to be the spinster aunt. But at least I got the personality and the love, so that's all good. Like, those girls, I love those girls. Anyway, I digress, like I do. And then we get to Shane. And as I mentioned in my first video, that I have a weird relationship with my love for Shane. And again, it's mostly because I had fear because we are so much alike. And when you start to dive into the personal issues in his life, I couldn't tell whether he was doing it for views or doing it to move through things for himself. And it took me a while to bring myself enough to watch them to see that he was doing it for himself, and taking a journey for himself. And I'm very, very proud of him for doing that, because it is not easy. I can't imagine him and his sexuality being online the way it was, because I only really discovered my sexuality about 3 years ago. Truly identified where I sit. When it comes to sexuality labels, I guess we'll call it. And I'm really sorry for Shane that he was sort of pushed to realize that. I always loved he was just always animated and fabulous, and I loved it no matter what he was deep down. But I know there's many girls who are glad you still play for both sides, Shane. They have hope in their hearts. As much as we all love Rylan, there are some girls that I know would steal Shane's heart in a second. Personally, I love watching Shane, again, because we're like the same person. But I need to find me a Garrett. Garrett is adorable, and his buddy Garrett Watts. I don't know, again, how many of you actually watch Shane that you know who the heck I'm talking about, but I think he's adorable. I've been watching more of his older videos, and I wish there was more. I went across one where he described being himself in high school, and I'm really, really jealous because I hid who I truly was in high school. I was having enough issues with what was on the surface. I didn't need to be a weirdo also. But I wish I had have just jumped into it and not been so afraid of everything. But I had a lot of fear when I was younger, based on my body image issues. But that's, I say, where we get to Shane, and that a lot of his journey of, knowing what it's like to be the fat kid, growing up, struggling with why. And the biggest thing is, and Shane, I know you know this now, is because we have food addictions, and food addictions suck because they're one of the hardest to identify, being an actual thing. People, throughout my life, one person would be like, well, it's probably like a sugar or food addiction. And the next person would be like, that's a myth. Like, that doesn't exist. Yes, it does. And it's actually one of the most, probably one of the most, found addictions is food addictions. Yes, there's obvious drug and alcohol addictions, but food addiction, every other person I meet probably has a food crutch, and to a point where it's in excess. And when I'm dieting, that's the one thing that I can't seem to fight off. And that is because in an addiction, you have no willpower. Remember that. It is not about willpower. And that whole everything in moderation, I don't know what moderation is. When you are an addict, you do not know what moderation is. To you, moderation is not the entire box of granola bars all at once. In a day, sure, but don't eat them all in one sitting. But no, that's still not moderation. It doesn't matter if I eat them all in an hour or eat them all in a day. They were all in my body in that 24-hour period. And I was still putting all those calories in my body. But that was the things that we do. As overeaters, we justify putting that extra bite in our mouths. It is never just one more. Please, if someone says no thank you to something the first time, do not egg them into it. You do not know what that person's going through with their body and their weight struggle. They can look at what can you consider really healthy on the outside, but if they're also like me and suffer from body dysmorphia, they look in the mirror and they see a 5,000-pound person. I weighed 300 pounds at my heaviest, and I look in the mirror and I still see her. I put on the size 11 pants and I still see the size 24. But then I have to look at my pants and go, nope, like these size 11s are still like, they're actually kind of loose. I'm not even close to being the 24 that I was. It's okay. And it's also okay to be a size 24. As I said, big bodies are beautiful. I was very unhealthy. And when I get eating unhealthy, I feel like a big unhealthy person. And it's through years of shame when it came to eating, which again, I've talked to therapists and I've talked to my family about, and that we're very aware now, especially now that I have two beautiful nieces, that we're very careful how we talk about our bodies around them. And we talk about being healthy, and we talk about that kind of thing. We focus on the health part of our bodies. And my niece is actually probably the best ego booster ever, as I see my sister-in-law as this tall, thin model type body. And my niece tells me that I could wear the same clothes as her mommy, and that makes me feel really good. I always say from the mouth of babes comes the truth. And she sees me as a healthy person because she sees the way I eat. She sees that I, get up and go move around with them. She sees a healthy person. She doesn't see, if she had have been aware when she was younger, she would have seen that I was not an active person, that I was not a healthy person. And I'm really glad that now I can be a role model for her in being a healthy person. As we get talking about my weight, you can see that it starts to strike me, especially when I talk about my family. And again, with my nieces, there's a whole other story there as to the development of our relationship, having lived far away for the first year and a bit of my niece's life. And then over the last year, I went ahead and moved away again, and that played a big toll on me. They were both a big reason for me to fight and move back home, but they were the older one, the almost 7-year-old. She was my biggest reason for not giving up when I wanted to give up, when things got really, really tough. But I start to digress, and this video is coming close to what I wanted to keep it to, which was about 20 minutes, because I knew I wasn't going to pack inspiration and life stories into 10 minutes. But there's my favorite YouTubers, and yes, Shane deserves way more credit for making it this far, but so do people like Phil and Jenna, people who have been on the platform since its infancy. Even Drew Monson, yes, he has not put out a lot of content recently, but he's also clearly struggled with some mental issues, and he is active with his friends in the background, which is really nice. He's still very supportive of his other YouTube friends. He doesn't put his distaste for wanting to upload on his friends, which is great. And as I tell people, I wish that Garrett would upload more because he makes me smile. And I think he's a great big goofball, and I love it. And I'm happy to be part of the platform finally. I can only ever fathom being even remotely close to popular. If I hit triple digit followers, I would probably go crazy. I can't imagine. My friend just got to 400 subscribers. If you guys love reptiles, hedgehogs, lizards, information about exotic pets, go visit my friend Lou at Lou's Little Zoo. I will also post her in the description box. She just put up a new video about feeding all of her many pets, and she has quite a menagerie of pets. Beautiful. The very first one I ever met was her bearded dragon Puff when she was just a little baby, and oh my god, has she grown a lot since I first met her. And she's got a couple crested geckos, and she's got a Pac-Man frog. Hedgehog. She's got her hedgehog. She's got a new beta. She has beautiful fluval with a beta and some other little fish and some live plants. I'm trying to think what else she has. A couple leopard geckos, beautiful leopard geckos. And I think she may have a couple others. I'm sorry if I've forgotten them, Lou. You have a little zoo, which is why you call Lou Little Zoo. I used to have a zoo, and I should have uploaded more videos when I did run my rescue, because I had a freaking zoo of rats and rabbits. No, what did we have? We had rats, guinea pigs, dagoos, and mice all at the same time. And we had in the hundreds at one point with the combination. Oh, hamsters as well. Oh, I hear Sir Nigel Crumpet. Come here, Sir Nigel Crumpet. Come say hello. This is Sir Nigel Crumpet, everybody. See, my cats have to do this when they stick their butthole right in my face. Hi, come here. Come here. Don't knock that over. Come here. Come here and show your handsome face. There's my handsome boy. He likes to rub on things, and he thinks he should rub on the thing that I'm using to stand my phone up right now. I'm going to hold on to that. There he is. So on that note, I'm going to go cuddle with my kitty. I hope you enjoyed this video, me talking about my favorite YouTubers. And mine that I am just in my jammies, but I want to be candid with you guys, and I just want to be me. So I'm not about to get all dolled up to be on camera, because that's just not me. I took advantage of the nice overcast lighting coming from outside today. There's a cat. To record this for you, and I hope you like it. If you did, you can always subscribe. Like if you like any of the people I talked about today, if we share any YouTubers in common. And I think the next videos I'll either post is, my mental health journey, my weight journey, my pet journey. We've got all kinds of videos to do. But certainly I want to, get on the deep topics right off the hop. I don't want to ease this into too much. I don't want to be easy on you guys and talking about the real stuff, because it's usually when I finally fall in love with somebody when they start talking about the hard stuff and we bond. So as I'm going over time that I wanted this to be, I will say goodbye. I love you. And I'm going to think of like something really cool to outro. And I'm hopefully going to have like an intro and outro song soon. I'm going to talk to one of my friends who is very musical and see if we can't come up with something. But yeah, like, subscribe, bell notification if you want to get videos, because I do not have a regular upload schedule. Like, these two are going to be like back to back kind of thing, but that's not always going to happen. I'm just like in a momentum state right now. And this is how it's probably going to be. I don't want to get like too fancy with you guys. I want to keep it natural. I don't want to do too many editing jump cuts, because I would just end up doing a blooper reel anyway, so you guys might as well enjoy it as it happens. So I love you, and we'll see you next time, and thanks for watching. Bye!